The inheritance of Kemet. The Shadow Clan of Kemet was held together not by steel alone, but by the raw, crackling strength of its matriarch. Grandmother Shani sat at the nexus of the ancestral grid, weaving a silent wall of power around their hidden valley. Her duty was the defense of the spirit, fierce and absolute. But the defense required sacrifice, and sacrifice demanded the shadow arts. Wamuu's mother, Sarai, practiced the darkest edge of their lineage. She channeled the void itself, training until the shadow energy coiled around her fists like loyal vipers. This mastery was the dark inheritance, a necessary weapon against those who sought to breach Kemet's walls. Before Wamuu could inherit the gold armor and the title of warlord, he inherited discipline. Years were spent in the courtyard, learning the brutal rhythm of the dual swords. He was still a boy, but the blades were heavy, weighted not by metal, but by the weight of expectations. His young body moved with fierce precision, driven by a destiny he could not yet fully comprehend. One evening, his training paused. His father, Rokan, the reigning warlord, beckoned him close. The man of war looked weary, the burden of leadership etched into every line of his face. "The steel is not the heaviest thing you will carry, Wamuu," Rokan warned, his voice low and grave. Rokan continued, "The heaviest thing is the oath. The cost of this legacy is everything else you might want to be. A farmer, a scholar, a man of peace. You carry the fate of the entire valley on your blade. Do you understand the sacrifice?" Young Wamuu nodded, his gaze unwavering, acknowledging the depth of the shadow that had already claimed his life. Decades passed. The boy who carried heavy blades now carried the full weight of the armor. Today, Warlord Wamuu stood ready. The encroaching armies of the Northern Alliance had breached the outer defenses. The time for mystic preparation and quiet training was over. He ran a thumb over the polished metal of his chest plate. Every ridge, every etched symbol, represented 100 generations who had fought and died for Kemet's isolation. He felt the cold iron, but also the residual heat of his mother's shadow magic, layered beneath the gold. His grandmother, Shani, had offered the spiritual fortitude, binding their people in a sacred shell. His father, Rokan, had taught him the unforgiving truth of the battlefield. His mother, Sarai, had given him the darkness required to win when light failed. Duty was not a choice, it was breath. Sacrifice was not a moment, it was the continuous state of a warlord. He was the culmination of their mystical and martial inheritance, and the time had come to spend it all. Wamuu threw open the massive bronze doors. The light of 1,000 burning torches greeted him, but he saw only the enemy line stretched across the valley floor. He was Wamuu, warlord of Kemet. He was the shadow, the gold, and the fury. The war began,